Hey guys, Foxy here. This will be part 11 to What If Izuku Was a Vigilante. Now, before I start the video, I want to know if you guys want me to start making scripts. And what I mean by scripts is that I will, write out the entire story and read it to you guys. The only reason why I did not do it from the very beginning was because I was having trouble with reading out loud. I just kept stumbling over my words, kept making mistakes, and I did not need the gray hairs from that. So I just didn't do it. I just let my mouth wander. And I can see that was a big mistake on my part because then I have to continuously go back and back and back just to make sure I have the ages right, the appearance right, and everything in order. And that was a big mess up for me. So I just want you guys to let me know if you want me to start making scripts, even though it will take longer for me to post videos. I know I'm taking one long break. I keep taking breaks from making these videos. And I am sorry. And I want to know if you guys want me to make scripts. Also, do you guys want me to stop swearing? Because the only reason why I started swearing is because I was getting a bit agitated because I kept using baby down words, and I felt like, some of these sentences need that curse in there. And it just kind of got out of control. So I want you guys to let me know if you want me to keep swearing, or do you want me to, you want me to turn it down a bit, or honestly, I have no idea. Just let me know if you want me to stop swearing and make the scripts, okay? Either way, we are just going to get right onto this video. Now, we're going to do a time skip to where Izuku is 14. Because I can't remember his age. I can't remember his age right now. So we are just going to skip to when he's 14. Okay, guys? I think I made Izuku 12 when he saved Shinso and tried to save the little girl. I think I made him 12. If I didn't, well, he's 12 now. Voila. Either way, back to the video. Izuku's POV. The sky was dark. The clouds billowed with rain and thunder, hitting the ground with droplets again and again quickly, almost looking like fog, how quickly they were hitting the ground and bouncing right up. It looked beautiful, even though I was covered in water, soaked to the very bone. I was hungry, yet again, but I couldn't find it within me to eat. 2 years ago, I tried to save a little girl. 2 years ago, I took a life. 2 years ago, I did not feel bad for it. I still don't feel bad for it. But I hate that I became a monster. I looked back on my past when I killed him. I looked at all the things that I've done. I did not try to tame my hunger. I only fed it, and now I can't live without it. I can't stop eating even though I tried to starve myself for weeks, months even, but I never ever went away. But I have regained some self-control. I take tiny bites, even though it makes me have to go out more and longer, which is good for the civilians, I guess. There aren't as much crime out nowadays, and I am fulfilling my hunger just a bit. But today was hard for me, because 2 years ago, I lost her. At the time, I didn't know that I bonded with the little girl. I didn't know. I should have felt it. The burning, stinging pain of a soul kid on my back. I should have felt it, but I didn't. When someone pointed it out when I had when I had no shirt on, they pointed it out and sobbed quietly to themselves, saying that they were sorry. They were so sorry for my loss. I was confused. Then they explained it. And I drew the lines to that little girl. Cassandra. That was her name. Well, I think it's her name. Her father yelled it at me. Her name was Cassandra. It was a pretty name, not a Japanese name, but it was still such a pretty name. So unique in this environment. It was so different, but yet so beautiful. And I lost her. And I was astounded that I was supposed to be her sole parent. We're so close in age, I think. Maybe she was a year younger than me. Maybe we weren't meant to be father-son or father-daughter duo. Maybe siblings. Maybe. Well, my questions will never be answered, since she's in the ground, buried under layers and layers of dirt. She'll never breathe the same air that I do. She'll never see the beautiful blue skies in summer, or the thundering booms of rain and lightning like I do now. She won't see the city glow in lights. She will not hear the people bustle and talk their lives through their mouths. She will never see the cars zoom down the roads. She will not hear the birds chirp with their beautiful songs, nor hear the forest as the leaves rustle and sing their own little songs. She's not here with me, and it hurts. For the past 2 years, it hurt. But every day on this exact day, it hurt the most. It felt like something was tightening around my heart, chains and bolts digging into my flesh, ripping, tearing, making sure I felt the pain, my mistake, my worst mistake of my life. If I just got there earlier, if I didn't walk, if I just ran and ran, got her, she would have been safe. She might have had just a tiny chance of survival. She might have. She just might have lived. But no, now I'm stuck with a lingering pain and hunger that will never leave. I'm so hungry, yet so sick. I'm so tired, yet so awake. It hurts. It feels like I'm in limbo, a limbo that I will never break. I want to be saved, but at the same time, I want to be damned to this reality, because this is what I deserved. I have made so many mistakes. If I just acted sooner, if I just did something with my life and not follow the waves, stuff would have changed. I might have still had my father or my mom. I might have still had my daughter, sister, who knows? I would have had them. Maybe I would have had a normal life. Maybe I wouldn't be a monster. But I know it's stupid. I know it's stupid. Because you cannot turn back the clock when it's already set. I am already damned, and I can't break that. I'm already cursed. And I will never, ever be free from it. Yet, how dare I still have some hope for a parent and a mate? How dare I have something that my sister or my mother and father will never have again? How dare I? How dare I? I feel so ashamed, but yet so grateful. I hate myself even though I don't want to. I hate being human, yet I love it. Because being human means you have to see all the mistakes. You can't live another day without seeing your mistakes. I hate that. I hate that I had to learn the hard way. Because you can't take life as a joke. I took my life as a joke until I lost her. I took everything as a joke because I did not want to feel the pain. But now I'm stuck feeling the pain even though I wear a mask like a clown, painted over, wearing fake smiles and laughing, even though it's not real. I'm so tired, and I want to rest. I want someone to save me, even though I don't want to at the same time. Being human is confusing, and I hate it. I want a clear path, something that I can see, hear, and feel. be able to walk down and be assured of myself that this is the right way. But luck was never in my cards. Lady Luck hated me. I guess I did something in my past life to cause that. Maybe I made a joke about her. Maybe I said she wasn't as lucky as she seemed. I don't know. I probably did do something that caused this roll of bad luck. Then I was snapped out of my thoughts as I heard the familiar cloth, Eraserhead's cloth. He has been chasing me down for a while. For a long time, but in the past 2 years, he has been strangely very determined to get me. So I jumped. I jumped right off that roof and made sure my back was towards the ground so I can see Eraserhead. He looked at me. I couldn't see his eyes, only the familiar yellow goggles, long, wet black hair, and the jumpsuit. I saw it, even though I didn't want to see it. I wanted a night all to myself. But I knew I just couldn't dig a hole for myself and wait. Wait for the day to be over because I know, I would be stuck in that hole forever, feeling the pain of mistakes I have made. After all, you have to learn from your mistakes and grab life by its balls and make sure that you live because you have to get living or you have to die. So, I made sure I live. So, as I ran far, far from Eraserhead, I made sure my feet hit the ground and propel myself forward. I will live. I will not be caged like an animal. I'll do my duty as a human being. Or a monster. I'll capture all the other monsters in reality and damn them to the same existence that I am damned. But tonight felt different. I felt another set of eyes on my back as I ran. I ran and ran and ran like the end of my life was coming soon. I ran and ran, but this time I can see two. A Eraserhead and a shorter person with, now wet, soaking hair that was long. Not as long as Eraserhead's, but pretty darn close. I wonder what his hair looks like when not wet and soaking. No, Izuku. No, Izuku. Bad, 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 bad. Eyes on the road. Or rooftops? I have no clue. And why don't people run on rooftops anymore? Seriously, it's faster and you really don't have to deal with all the alleyways. They're stinky and gross and covered in unknown fluids. Don't need that. But now, I'm trying to run, and I'm getting farther from them, but they're on my tail. I can't lose them, and I'm starting to panic. It has been 20 minutes. This was the longest time Eraserhead has ever followed me. Yeah, Eraserhead is amazing, but when you have me, I'm practically throwing myself into anything that would get him away from me. I remember jumping off a rooftop into a busy street, landed in that street, and clung onto a car as it drove away. I nearly lost my hand and fingers. Maybe a few toes. I might have lost them all. But I got away. And I'll practically throw myself into danger to get away from anyone and anything. It was fun and I loved it. But I have a feeling that I won't get away from this now. Even though I ran and ran until my blood ran burning hot, even though my muscles protest, even though I stumbled a few times, I couldn't get away. Well, curse me and not sleeping. I should have ate more, should have slept more. But no, the week just had to be out for me. First, I lose a few pieces of my hoard, then the flowers around me start to die, a few thugs get away from me, and now this happens. Curse my damn existence. Wait, it's already cursed, so never mind. Oh, this is so annoying. But something was off. I was cornered. Even though I would gladly throw myself off buildings, I cannot throw myself off a 20-story building No, fuck, thank you. But as I looked down, my blood started to run cold, and I looked back. Eraserhead and his apprentice, I guess, was there as well. I was willing to jump. But then the purple-haired dude talked. "What is your name?" And like a damn fool I spoke. "You'll like to know." I stopped. My body went rigid, and I couldn't move. I couldn't move. I started to panic. I wanted to panic, but my breath was normal, my chest was normal, everything was normal, even though in my mind it was in chaos. I was practically screaming out my lungs. It was so, what the hell was going on? I couldn't move, I couldn't do anything. Was this guy's quirk? Was I paralyzed? No. What happened? Then he told me something, and it felt like I was hearing things through cotton. It was so damn hard to hear. But my body moved forward, my arms outstretched like I was going to be cuffed. And as the purple-haired dude grabbed me, something burned in my back. It burned so damn much I wanted to fall to my knees. And surprisingly, I did. I gasped as I tried to grab onto my soul mark. It hurt. It hurt. And I screamed loudly because it hurt so much. I wanted to pass out, but as Eraserhead grabbed me, it also burned. And this time, I did pass out. It hurt so much, and I don't know why. Eraserhead's POV. It has been 4 years since I saw that little vigilante. I've been trying to get him for a while now, but I remember on that rainy night, I hit my head pretty damn hard, and I passed out. And the next night, I remember waking up. It was in the middle of the day, or was it morning? I have no clue. But I remember I was in my jumpsuit. It was not wet. It was dry. Well, actually, it was a bit warm. It was nice and warm. And I was holding on to something. Someone was pulling the blanket. And subconsciously, I held on to the blanket tighter and curled myself in. Then the blanket loosened, and there was no resistance. But I could hear footsteps running away, tiny, soft footsteps running away. As I opened my eyes, I could see the vigilante, but without their vigilante costume. I could see him now. He had a mane of dark, curly green hair, pale skin, and he looked skinny but fit. He ran fast, and I could see claw marks in the dirt. Then I looked down at the blanket. The blanket was completely filthy, but surprisingly big. But then I felt a tingle in my back, and I knew what it was. That little vigilante was my soul child. And I just frickin' missed him! I would have shot right up, but my head was pounding. I couldn't think straight, and when I tried to lift my head, everything went to the side. It looked like I was in a vortex, just spinning, and I couldn't see anything properly. But I just laid there. Subconsciously, I went towards my phone, that was surprisingly in my back pocket still. And I clicked on the familiar numbers of my husband. As I clicked on there, my husband opened up quickly and shouted at me loudly. "Where were you?" He shouted so damn loudly. I felt like my head was going to combust on itself. I shushed him. "I need you to pick me up, track this number quick, and I think I have a concussion, or I'm just hella drunk. Whichever word comes up first, I need you to come get me, and Hasashi, I think we found our soul child." And before he could scream over the line, I shut off the phone. I was not going to deal with that one again. But as the minutes ticked by, I looked at the blanket. And I could see things on the blanket, or what was printed on the blanket, not the layers of dirt and, well, I didn't want to say blood, but it was blood. I could see pictures of a mermaid in the water, but also cats. I guess it was a misprint then. And the blanket, when not covered in dirt and grime, was actually pretty soft and thick. It was a heavy down blanket, and it was nice. And I could smell omega on it. I was surprised. I sniffed it a bit more even though I really didn't want to. The blanket smelled terribly, but it had hints of the omega on there. But I knew I just had to wash this. I was not going to put my nose into this blanket even more. Then Hisashi came. He picked me up so gently, I felt like I was going to be a princess. And he carried me off. And, well, I ended up in the hospital, got out of the hospital after healing quirks healed me right the fuck up, and I got home. I flopped down on the couch as my cats surrounded me. There was this one big white and black one. I called him Bastard. The other one was a elegant white cat, all white with beautiful big blue eyes. I called her Princess. And the very last one, I called him Cookie, because he kind of looked like a cookie, a chocolate chip cookie. He was brown with black spots all around him, and he loved cookies himself. So, well, Cookie. And my husband has for then banned me from naming any cats, because when I named Bastard, Hisashi did not like that. Then when I named Cookie, he also banned me from that. But hey, the cats respond to them, so that's their name. Then when I threw the blanket into the washer, it took hours to clean that frickin' thing. Hours upon hours of washing, cleaning, bleaching, again and again. Then finally the dryer. Then when it came out, it looked so good. It was fluffy, heavy, and it still had that scent of the omega, even though it was light and almost gone. I still stuck my nose right into it to smell it. This was my soul child after all, and I was determined to get him. So 4 years passed, and I finally got him. But the thing that surprised me the most was that Shinzo was a little vigilante's mate. But the thing that surprised me the most was that the little Omega was screaming bloody murder while holding his back. Then he passed out. I panicked and quickly picked him up. Then I pulled Shinzo with me. Well, Shinzo, what can deal with you? You get your mate. He looked so bewildered and surprised. Yet I could see and smell the faint happiness coming off him. I was happy for him and for myself. We got our little soulmate and soul child with us. I was so happy. But also, I knew something was so terribly wrong when he screamed that loudly. So as we got to the hospital and gave him to the doctors, I was worried. That gut feeling was clawing and ripping through my stomach as I sat there, waiting in that crisp white hospital with all of those nasty smells. It smelled so clean and chemical, like it was unbearable. How could anyone sit and smell all of these chemicals, all of these cleaning agents? It was so headaching. It made my head hurt so much. But yet, as I sat there waiting and waiting with Shinzo Hitoshi by my side, I knew I would sit here for hours on end just to see my little vigilante again. Then, as the doctor in white came out, I felt relieved, but also scared. And guys, this is the ending to part 11. I hope you guys like it. So, doodles!